Hi, my name's Lloyd Carruthers. I'm from Central Victoria in Australia. Today I'm going to do an alcohol wash to check for Varroa mites in my hive. The tools that I have are my smoker, my hive tool, a container to shake the bees into, a half-cup scoop, the jar to put the bees into, that will contain also the alcohol, also a container of alcohol. First of all, I will fill this container to about halfway full, and that should fully submerge the bee sample. This is the beehive that I'm going to do the test from. At the moment, as you guys would know, Varroa mite is new to Australia. It is located in this region here. However, I've never discovered it in these hives as of yet, but I expect to find the mite sometime this summer as the bees do what they do. First of all, I'll just smoke the hive. It's a strong hive. The bees are working on a bit of river red gum at the moment. I'm opening up the hive so that I can have access to the hive's brood, and that's where I'll get my bee sample from. So there'll be brood starting in here, but I'm actually going to probably go into the actual first brood box. Just loosening the frame so the box will lift off okay. Just smoking the bees down. So that frame, there was no brood in it. Also no brood in this one. And no brood in this one either. Okay, so I've discovered the brood. There's a nice pattern of brood over both sides of this frame. And this is also a brood frame. So I might take a bit of a selection off both of these frames, but first I'll have a look for the queen bee. See nurse bees and drones on this frame. I can't spot the queen. So to spot the queen, I just glance over the frame. I do it in such a way that I keep my eyes moving and just try to scan the whole area. The queen is obviously a lot longer and the thorax is shiny, and I can't spot her there. So I'll shake a few bees into that one, into the container. Have a look for the queen on this frame. Again, I can't spot the queen. I'll shake the bees into that one also. So you can see the sample in there. Now there is some forager bees in here. They're the ones going to flight, and the nurse bees are being caught into the edge of the container. They'll be just wandering around. I'm just going to spend a minute just double checking to make sure I haven't picked up the queen in here. No, I can't see the queen. I just shake it down one more time, bring my alcohol wash over. I've got a good sample of bees there. Just put a couple more in there to top it up. Put the lid on. The bee sample is fully submerged in the alcohol wash. I'll just give it a little stir, let it set for a sec. I'll return these ones. So I'm just going to reassemble the box. Let the bees settle down a bit. Okay, so for my records, this is hive number 19. Okay, I'm just going to swirl this now for a minute. And so, like what I was saying, I've never found Varroa Mite here. It's new to the region. So, you know, it'd be one of those things. Do find Varroa Mite today while I do this video. But, you know, that's how beekeeping rolls. So that's over a minute. I'll look at the sample underneath. I can't see any Varroa Mite here, and it's a good 300 bees plus probably a couple more from the brood area, and Varroa obviously reproduce within the bee cells. We're in December now, so we're just entering into summer, but there's still some some drone cells being produced, which is the Varroa Mite's preference at the start of spring. But fortunately, I have no Varroa Mite in this test. So my sample has been sitting on this beehive for a minute or two now, and you can see the bees within the sample. So I'll discard those, and I'll probably move into the sun to help the sun go shine through. It looks like there's a bee leg at the base of this container, but there's no Varroa Mite found at all in there, so which is a good thing. We live for another day. You can see there's little bits of other debris there, but that's just, I suppose, what we call bee dirt. I'm looking at them closely. None of them represent Varroa. So I'm going to call this clear. So I found no Varroa Mite in my hive after I'd done the alcohol wash, but I'm just going to go through this scenario just to kind of indicate what I'd do if I did find Varroa Mite. Let's say I found 10 Varroa Mite in there, so I'll go 10 divided by 3 equals 3.33, so it's 3.33%, or 3.3 mites per 100. At this time of year, which is just the beginning of summer, the bees are heading towards their peak population, and so I personally would use this as a trigger point to treat the hive. In Australia, we're still working through our Varroa Mite chemical treatments and registrations and the like, so there's a few pending, and there's a few chemicals that are still working or progressing to full registration. However, what I can use right now is apibioxyl or oxalic acid, and I'd apply that for vaporization. Now I know that vaporization of oxalic acid will only kill the phoretic mites, but because at this mite level, and the fact that I do have supers on the hive, that would be my choice, so that I can keep the mites down and not allow them to kind of continue to build up in their population. So that'd be my choice.